FatMatt's garage. It's time for some work. Got some tools from work. Got the intake tube off, which is not labor intensive at all, but gonna get the intake off and the heads off, headers, everything today, back down to a short block, and then we can kind of go from there. This will be my first video where I actually try to edit. So, turn out really good or really shitty, nobody knows. But I will see you guys in the next clip. Alright guys, got the upper off, a lot of the wiring out of the way. Got your upper intake, phenolic spacer. I did take the injection harness off. The cleaner you can make the job, guys, the better. I'm going to tell you, if you guys choose to take one of these projects on, they're super easy. You just gotta, this took, from the clip before till now, this was 15 minutes. A lot of the reason that's as fast as it is I've done this fucking 10 times already. I need to get a rag over that dizzy hole. The old stinky dizzy hole. Maybe that's not the rag I want to use. I'll use that for right now. I'm gonna tell you, have a pick tool ready, because these guys here, for your injectors, you can see I didn't break any this time, but the first time I did this job, I did. So take your time on that. Just use your pick tool, pull the little ears back, and then slowly take them off there. Otherwise, they'll break. And LMR sells the little clips. You can repin them, but it's like $110 for 8 of them. I'm sure you can go to your local JY and get them for free. You just, snip them off and put them in the old pocket. But I want to say the first time I did this, I broke like 7 out of 8 of them. But fortunately, my buddy that's doing the 351 swap to his Mustang, he had just like an extra harness laying around, and he's like, here, just use these, because he's a good dude. Hell, I may owe him money on it. I don't know. Colt, if you watch this, sorry. I run an open breather in the back of these. You guys can do them differently. I only run 3 vacuum lines. One to my map sensor, brake booster, you guys can see that, and then, to the fuel pressure regulator. Though that's all I run. I don't want any more. PVC valves on these are really bad about pulling oil into the intake. Ford kind of had a shitty design on it, in my opinion. Now, there's things you can buy to fix that are more efficient and better, but I don't. This is just a very low buck. Try to go as fast as I can for as cheap as possible build, and I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of tips that I run into that, the first time I messed with EFI, because before this all I did was carburetor shit. It's just little things like that can make your life easier. Just as simple as having a pick tool and taking your time, not just ripping the damn fuel injector clips off. Again, this is taking me no time on this. It's probably longer to take the videos than it was to do everything I've done from the first clip, just because I've got all the bullshit that I don't want off this motor gone. You can see it looks tiny. Everything I own it's just tiny. But that's just how I like it. I want I would like to get a lot of those wiring, because I'm not using a lot of that. I'm pretty fucking sure, but I hadn't taken time to take that shit out yet. But what I have touched on this car when I did the head swap on it, what I don't want is gone, and it runs just fine. And in my opinion, I think it's more efficient as far as a PCV valve goes, or PVC valve, whatever. If you guys want to run it, fucking run it. I'll say what I don't like about doing this setup is that, when you're coming to a stop, it builds a lot of pressure up, and you go to a stoplight and you'll see like a little puff of smoke, just kind of dissipate into the environment. It's super good for our ozone layer, and I don't like that because it makes it look shitty because there's smoke coming out of it. But I do like it because it pisses hippies off. You'll be at a stoplight and you're sitting here, you got a thumpy camshaft, and they're already thinking you're a sack of shit. and then your car just smoke right into the ozone layer. It's beautiful. And they just give you just that, how shallow and pedantic look. And I fucking love that. You know, because they're better than me. And I like pissing them off whenever I can, especially when it comes to sweet, delicious hot rods. So this is where I'm at right now, guys. It's not rocket science. Super easy job. Take your time with the little fuel injector clips and just don't break shit. Another thing I'd like to add, you can use a paint pen. I don't have a paint pen here, but you can see I just used my pick tool when the distributor was on, and I just like scuffed it on the distributor and right there. So when I put this back together, I'm gonna have my timing right where it was. That's something that makes things easier on you on the build end of things. So just little shit like that will save you guys time. It'll just make it better. Now I won't have to retime it. You know, I probably will, but I don't have to. I know it's going to be exactly where it was the first time around. There's a ton of ways to do that too. This is just how I do it. You guys might do it differently. Your way may be better, but this is my car, my way, how I want to do shit, so get off my fucking ass about it. Anyway, that's it for now. I got the metal for your fuel rails. If you get the metal one looks like a pair of scissors, man, that thing sucks. I've got oddly enough, the plastic ones work 10 times better. I mean, it's always good to have, you know, if you're planning to do this job not on a whim, buy new O-rings. They tend to get, if it's never been off before, then they tend to get, you know, kind of fucked up when you're taking the fuel rails off. I mean, I guess I could probably leave those on and then just take these little, I don't know, 12s out. I can't remember what I stuck in there. And then move the fuel rails to the side with the injectors on it. But when I'm doing things, I like to have things out of the way as much as possible. I would like to have this harness out of the way, but it's not hurting nothing. I'll probably just tape it to the firewall up here and then, you know, get some good old-fashioned zip ties just to get it out of the way. I can't really think of anything else right now. Next, I'm going to be taking the headers off after aforementioned fuel rails, and then pull the intake out, valve covers, and then I'm already to the heads. This is a fairly straightforward job, and again, it's faster on this because I've already done it. I have to do it twice because, you know, my own fucking dumbassery. But when the intake's off and the header's off, the valve covers are off, do another clip, add it to this one. Hopefully it turns out good. You know, like I said, if not, fuck it. Just for fun, guys. Anyways, I will see you guys in the clip number trace. Hey guys, I just wanted to share something real quick. In the last clip, I talked about a tool to get these fuel lines off. And the one at O'Reilly's, they sell one that's like 10 or 11 bucks. It looks like a little metal pair of scissors. Don't get those. This is the kit you want to buy. It is more expensive, maybe 19, 20 bucks, but I promise it's going to make your life a lot easier. When I very first did this job, they had never been apart before, and it was a pain in the ass. It went by super easy this time just because they'd been off recently. But all you do is you just open it up around there, and you slide it in, which this will be in. Okay, let me try to zoom in here. This will be in there. I'm not going to reinstall it just in case it's a bitch to get off again, but you'll put it in there just like this, and there's a spring in there. You need to get on the outside of the spring, but on the inside of the metal, and you'll press it in, and you'll hear it click. And once you hear it click, then it's not locked. Then you just got to put some pressure to pull them apart. It's as simple as that. So if it hadn't been done before, you might feel like you're doing something wrong because you're pulling so damn hard on it. You know, like I watch these YouTube videos. Why do they make it seem so fucking easy? It is, but it ain't. I mean, if like I said, if they've been off recently, these were effortless, super easy to do. But if it's been, you know, if it hadn't been done since 1988 in this car's sake, then you're pulling like hell, guys. It sucks. But you're not doing anything wrong. You know, worst case scenario, you got to buy new O-rings. which is good to do anyway. But I'm not, because mine are still fine. But anyway, I just wanted to include this because I struggled with it the first time I did it. Anyway, both these guys are off. That's where I'm at right now. But hope that helps. Well, guys, got it all taken apart, at least this side, to find out that all of this was for naught. I guess what had happened is when I used the bore scope on it, the LED light on there maybe ricocheted some light off the cylinder onto the piston, which made it look like it had just kissed it a little bit. But apparently I got it right the first time. So if you're curious if 202 valve aluminum skip whiteheads will clear at least this year motor, I mean, they're all different, so I don't recommend not claying it and checking it all. But as far as this one goes, it was just fine. Did all that for no damn reason at all. But at least now I know, and now I know I got it right the first time. That's kind of rewarding. But this was all for no reason. As far as that goes, when you're taking head stays or ARPs, so this doesn't have to be for this application because these are pretty high quality shit. But when you take them out, I mean, it's always good practice to, you know, lay them out or mark them, use cardboard, however you want to do it, to know that it's going right back off the stud it came off of and the hole it came out of, because over time it'll develop a wear pattern and you don't want to disturb that. Now again, ARPs are a damn good product, but I mean, it's just good to do. I mean, if you're going to reuse head bolts, then, you know, for sure mark which hole they come out of. I mean, I don't recommend reusing head bolts either, but if you do, make sure they go back in the hole they come out of. Outside of that, this thing's going back together. Going to be driving it hopefully this week. I'll get some new gaskets tomorrow. I mean, I'm a cheap ass, but I'm not cheap enough that I won't, or that I'll reuse gaskets. I can't do that in good conscience. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one.